Hey y'all, welcome back to the Lily Hair Podcast. I'm your host, Ayan Mariah, and you are now listening to a Big Yarn production. But we ain't playing no games, and if you're here, you're obviously here for a reason. So let's just go ahead and cut to the chase. Because I just want to get real for a second. I believe that there are plenty of forms of self-love, and I think a lot of people only talk about one. I think a lot of people talk about the situation of self-love where it's regarding face masks, mantras, affirmations, and I'm not saying that self-love doesn't go just back into pouring yourself and, taking yourself out to eat and just doing what's best for you. But I think that doing what's best for you part should always be first when it comes down to self-love and doing things that's best for you. I think in these past couple of weeks, I've just been focusing on balancing every aspect of my life to the fullest, to the most high of highs that I ever could, only because I feel like, I don't know for me, but I don't know, I don't know for me, because I can't speak for everybody else. But I've been in such a situation, such a season of reflecting, such a season of feeling like I'm walking into something more. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know what words to put at it but that. And I feel like when it does come down to self-love and trying to make sure that all parts of your life is balanced, it's something that I'm working on right now. But I think it's also a process of, letting go and, reevaluating your life, reevaluating your circle. Because, baby, we are in June. We are basically in the 6th month. We are halfway throughout the year. And I think it's a good time to reflect on, where we are at, where we want to go, what's going on in our life, how things are looking. And for me, I feel like not only am I trying to pour into myself, but I'm also trying to make sure that everything in my life, makes sense. So I've been really reevaluating and disconnecting, and a lot of this also comes with, like I said, doing what's best for you, which I always should think should be at the forefront of, our life. And we say it is, but I think it's something that we also don't put at the forefront of our life. And I know for me, it's something we always are still working on because, we can't always do what's best for us. We can't always just have it our way. If I most definitely could, baby, I would. And usually most of the time for me, I try to make sure that it is. But in life, we also have to do things that we don't always like, which is understandable. But it is certain things in life I feel like, we do have control over. So in this episode, like I said, with all of that being said, when it does come down to self-love, I feel like the most important form of self-love that people don't talk about is saying no, I want to say. Or choosing you when you still care about other people's feelings. When you still, whether that goes for friends, whether that goes for you trying to go to a different school, or your family wants you to go to college and, you want to you want to make beats. Did y'all see Forever? I don't know. Did y'all see Forever? I don't know, but Forever was so good. But even with, if y'all didn't see it, please go motherfucking see it. It's on Netflix. And it just reminded me right now that I'm thinking about it, because the boy name was Justin. I'm not going to tell y'all everything, but Justin wanted to make beats. He was really good at making beats and making music. And I guess his mama wanted him to go to school. He wanted to go to like some other school. He did not want to go. And his girlfriend Keisha, she told him, don't go. She was like, if you don't want to go, that's not what you want to do. That's not what's best for you. Don't do it. And I think sometimes we don't always have the opportunity, but sometimes we do. And I think right now I'm in a season of my life of always choosing what's best for me. I'm always choosing to do the thing that's best for me. I don't never want to sit in something longer than like I should. If I feel like it's on my heart and I'm very like clear on my answer or clear on how I feel. And honestly, I think a lot of this just also goes back to us having to sit with ourselves. Like having to sit with ourselves, because you have to sit with yourself to even know that you even feel this type of way. But like I was saying from the beginning, or maybe I didn't say this, but I think a lot of times, I think I did say this, but a lot of times, I think self-love does come down. A lot of people say it does come down to affirmations and mantras and setting boundaries and, just walking away from things. And I don't agree with that, especially when you feel like, you might have so much to say. I think being okay with, what's best for you is always going to hurt others. Whether when it comes down to like your friends, your families, like your coworkers, like your jobs, because I know a lot of people have had jobs and they're, wanted to move on to different jobs, and then their bosses just start acting like rude as hell. Like, what the fuck? Like, like things like when you do things that's best for you, it's never going to benefit other people, but it would have hurt you more to sit in that job when you knew that you didn't outgrew that job. You outgrew that job. So I'm just saying all this to say, like, that is a form of self-love. And I think right now for me, like, that's the form of self-love that I'm just pouring into myself. Like, always doing what's right for myself. Now, I can't say this is something I've been doing for the past couple of years. Like, this is nothing new to me. But I've realized, like, I've been more intentional about it. Like, when you start really sitting with yourself, seeing how you feel, looking at every aspect of your life. When I say I want balance in my life, that's literally what I mean. Looking at every aspect of my life, and if I'm in some type of friendship with somebody that doesn't quite serve me, and I really don't like how I'm treated, I'm getting the fuck up out of there ASAP. I'm not playing no more. Like, literally, I want balance in every part of my life. That comes down to my job as well. Bad coworkers, bad environments. I'm not putting myself, I just want balance. I want peace. And it all needs to make sense in this portion of my life. So I feel like this is something that I've been doing for the last couple of years now. Over the last couple of years, I've also realized the more I do this, like, it happens in different ways. It's not always like in big ways. Like, sometimes it's in little ways, not little ways, but yeah, sometimes it's in little ways, but sometimes it's in big ways. And when I say big ways and little ways, I mean, like, we're more so be really letting go of things that you love or people that you love, letting go of habits that you love. That is something for me. Is always doing what's best for me. That's hard. Now, when it comes down to you deciding if you want to go somewhere, and you don't want to go, and you just choosing to, make that decision, those are more so little things for me. But I also think those little things, they count. Because there's been plenty of times where I was like, okay, like, I want to go somewhere, I want to go out. Someone asks me to go and I say no. And then now I'm at home and I'm looking on my phone and this place then got shot up. You get what I'm saying? Not saying like that in the world, but things do happen like that. Dead ass. And I think for me, like, that was a really big thing of just saying no to things that never sat right with me. And then it started showing up really big when it came down to people, my friends, the company I keep, the jobs that I choose to be at. Like, I was at a job before I was at the one now, and everybody was like a lot older than me. I was the youngest one there. I was 19, only black girl. And everybody just was like, Ayana, like, this is a really good job. You keep this job, you work here for a couple of years, like, you'll be set. These are the same people that's older than me and didn't like the job, continued to sit at this job. I don't give a don't care. If it's not what's best for me and I gotta come in here and I don't, y'all, I don't like my hours, y'all don't help me with anything, y'all, it just wasn't a good environment for me. If y'all aren't really serving me and what I want to do in my future, why am I? No, I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but baby, I ain't. All right, baby, better pick a wrong one. I told her, girl, I don't care. Like, I mean, I ain't mean to tell her I don't care, but I was like, girl, like, then I can go somewhere else and be valued and enjoy my enjoy my company that I am at, and also like enjoy my time and feel respected and grow in this company as well. I don't have to sit here it just because in a couple of years I could be good at the company now. Like, what are we talking about? And I think like situations like that, you might not know. Like, even when I was leaving that job, I told my mom, and she was like, Ayana, what, I think you should, like, don't leave the job yet, because da 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 da, because and I did leave the job. I had a job afterwards, but my mom was like, you haven't even stepped into your new job to know if this job is a good job with you leaving your other job. And I was like, well, this job is not what's best for me no more. Everything that they're telling me sounds good. It is very much going out on a limb, but I have faith, and I knew that, like, I had been searching and searching and searching for a job, and ended up getting a really good one. So, like I said, I say that to say, like, I think sometimes you have to do what's best for you. Last thing I was thinking about was, like, who's gonna take my shift with these jobs, with these holiday shifts. I didn't give a, you don't care, but that's not something that's going to benefit me. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to do what's best for you. And if you don't, like, you have to worry about, like, what people would do without you, but that's not none of your business. You get what I'm saying? I hope y'all get what I'm saying. I know y'all get what I'm saying, because if you're here, you obviously, you're real hip. You don't have to question anything, and you shouldn't be questioning yourself. Now, with all of this being said, I think when it comes down to, like, self-love, like I said, it forces you, in this aspect, choosing yourself, it forces you to grow and experience things in a new timeline. It forces you to change the whole trajectory of your life, to experience something that you don't know if it would benefit you. You don't know if it's going to better suit you in your life and your comfortability and, like, your relationships with your friends. You will never know until you know, and you take that chance and that leap of faith. So this episode is really to anybody that is scared to do what's best for them. I think for me, I am in a season of always doing what's best for me, even when it's hard, even when it's something that people might not agree with, even when it's something that people might not understand, whether that's anybody. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to have to be the one to sit with it if I don't change my outcome and change, my reality. So I think it's also something that a lot of people don't talk about, because I think it's also something a lot of people don't do. It's also something I think is the hardest decision out of just staying somewhere where you're already comfortable at. And this comes down to anything. Now, I can say the hardest part, I think, in this would really be working on how other people see you, working on, like, how those friends might feel if you decide to distance yourself. And I think, honestly, when you choose, like, peace, when you choose yourself, I think this is something a lot of people, like I said, I think this is something a lot of people don't talk about, because a lot of people don't get to this stage. But deciding to choose yourself is such a, like, very uplifting feeling. Not even deciding. Once you do it in that very moment, and afterwards you sit with what you did, there is no crying. There is no crying. There is no, like, really regret. All you feel is okay with what your decision. And you do feel a little bit of, like, maybe sadness, because of, like, you're leaving what you knew. You're leaving what was most comfortable for you. You're trying to decide what this new reality is going to look like. But, baby, I am here to tell you that don't go back. Like, I don't want to say don't go back, baby, but it's a feeling that you're not even going to. I think some people mix it up with, and I think me saying it out loud right here makes me think that a lot of people might mix it also up with the feeling of like loneliness. But when you really do choose what you want to do, I think it is a space of maybe loneliness there. But it's also a space of feeling like, you're okay in your decision because you didn't do what someone else wanted you to do. You did what you wanted to do from the beginning, and on top of that, you also didn't have to sit in it longer than what you wanted to because you knew how you felt from the beginning. And like I said, this all goes back to knowing yourself and knowing how you feel and knowing how your body is telling you to feel, because your body's going to tell you before anything, babe. Like that little head, like I said, that little voice in the back of your head, when she be talking, you listen to her, you listen to him. Don't let them just be talking to you. If you thinking anything, I'm not saying anything, because sometimes we do think crazy things, and some of us a little delusional out here. We all get it a little bit sometimes, but I think it's something that we have to just work on, especially when it does come down to self-love. It's not something that we're ever going to really understand or know how to deal with until the time comes. But I can say, working on it day by day, little by little, nobody's telling you to go make any big steps today, but I am saying start choosing yourself a little bit. Start deciding, I'm going to do what's best for me. If this does not sit right with me and I really don't want to do this, and I have valid reasons on why I don't want to do this, and I'm only going to do it because, and I'm only deciding maybe I shouldn't do it because of someone else, do it. Do it. Other than that, you're just going to sit in something that you don't want to sit in because of someone else. Whether that comes down to friendships, relationships, jobs, company you keep, like anything. Leases, baby, you do what's best for you. If it's going to hurt you more to do something, to sit in something and to, not put your feelings first, especially because I think a lot of times our mind tells us these things. Like our mind will tell us what it is. Our mind will, when you're having these questions, just don't ignore yourself, is all I'm saying. And I think something with this podcast that a lot of people will learn is not to ignore yourself, not to ignore that inner calling, that inner voice in your head. We don't lie to ourselves for no, we don't just talk to ourselves for no reason. I'm not even just say talk to ourselves, but we don't come up with these thoughts. We don't have these downloads. We don't feel this type of way for no reason. Whether you think someone's going to understand you or not, always choose yourself, because that is what changes the outcome of your life. That's what changes when you stay in something that you're comfortable in, you're going to always be looking at what's in front of you. You're never going to know what's different or what it could have been or what could change if you don't choose the harder decision. I think also a lot of people can't talk about these type of things because it's so hard to choose the harder decision. Like a lot of people try to choose that harder decision very late, when it's when you start feeling those situations bothering you, clear out your nervous system, boo. Choose yourself, because that is going to clear out your nervous system. When you don't have to feel on you don't have to feel on edge. You don't have to feel like you're all your P's and Q's, because it's a certain level of peace that you have with doing what's best for you and what's right for you. You don't feel that feeling for no reason. And if you're listening to this, that feeling, whatever you're thinking about right now while I'm saying this, baby, that's something that you might need to go sit with a little bit more. Just sit with it. Just sit with it. See how you feel about it, honestly. Journal on it. And I think a lot of people also don't journal. They be like, I don't never be knowing what to say. Girl, pull that journal out. You're never going to know what you need to say until you write it down. And writing it down gives you such more of a clearer answer. It gives you so much of a clearer way of thinking. I don't know. And also know that journaling and doing things that's best for you happens when you are in a safe space in your life. When you are in a space where you're comfortable, it's easy for you to do things like that. You be like, I don't want to journal. I don't have time to journal. That means you have a lot to work on, honestly. And I know for me, I'm saying that because for me, I'm a girl that journals, babes. Anytime I am in a period of my life where I'm not journaling, it's also because I have so much to work on. There's things in my life, little things in my life that I'm avoiding, that I need to dig a little bit deeper into to figure out what the root of the problem is, so I can figure out what to do. Because when you just let those things fester and you don't understand and you don't know, not only are you staying in things longer than you probably should have, or you're putting up with things that you don't even know, you're just sitting in things that you don't know, when you could have just sat with yourself and figured out how you genuinely felt. It's only you're the only one that's going to know how you feel. So when it does come down to that, not only is that one, but two, I feel like I forgot my two, y'all. I told y'all I got ADHD. I don't know, but I love y'all to death. I love y'all to death, and I hope y'all understand a little bit what I'm saying, honestly. That's really all I got for y'all today. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is something that I'm dealing with in my life. Learning to not only balance, like, my life, but just balance every aspect to a T. I want to feel so at peace, and especially into this new chapter that I'm walking into. Like I said, I know not just for me. It seems like everybody that I talk to is going through some type of realization or spiritual awakening, where they just feel like, it's time for a slight shift in the everyday routine, when it comes down to a shift in something that's about to be happening, whether they're graduating, whether they're about to, do this, do that, and the third. It just seems like everybody, and I'm just so happy. And it also goes down to you reevaluating the people that's around you, because you want people around you that uplift you. You want people around you that make you feel good, that keep you wanting more. Always think about who you have at your table. Always think about how you're showing up for other people, how people are showing up for you, because that's a big thing as well. Don't downplay any of your feelings, because when you think about how people show up for you and how you feel in situations, it gives you more room to think about what you want and what you don't want. That goes down for friends, relationships, family as well, because sometimes we have to make those hard decisions with our family also, because that does come down to setting those boundaries. But like I said, it also comes down to choosing yourself. So I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I hope that this episode definitely gives you guys some clarity. But not only that, I hope that you guys choose yourself and understand that it's not, self-love isn't just about going out and going ahead, that retail therapy, going out and go getting your nails and your hair done, self-love, making yourself feel good. But it's also about making sure that you are choosing yourself and you're literally making yourself feel good by the actions that you're taking. Not just going up and, going to go to Starbucks and, making your day look good, but also making sure that you're keeping the right company, you're feeling good, you're in your right mindset, you're aligned with where you're supposed to be, because ultimately that's what's going to change your life, nothing else. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This episode was a good one. I feel good. I hope you guys enjoy y'all's day or whatever day y'all are watching this on. But episode 3 will be coming out. We post episodes every Thursday, y'all. Leave a like, leave a comment, and also in the comment section, write some things that y'all are choosing to let go of. What is something that you guys are really choosing that baby, or a time that y'all had to choose yourself for real, or even if right now, what season of life are you in? Y'all can listen to this episode on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, whatever you listen to your podcast on, but also watch this on YouTube. And follow me on Ayana Mariah at iCloud.com. Follow me at Ayana Mariah on Instagram, on TikTok, anything that you might can think of, and enjoy the rest of y'all day.